Hello, hello, welcome to the video. 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 Hello, ROI, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the video. Guys, welcome to the stream. I apologise for ending the stream yesterday, guys, but I went AFK. I had to go AFK and then I decided to come back and just end the stream. Because by that point we had been streaming for 5 hours yesterday. It was a long old stream yesterday. We're at 40 XP levels, guys. I think we can proudly say we've probably got enough to work on our armor. Right. I did say bye. I came back around half hour later because I had to go AFK to get the washing and help with some stuff. So I had to go AFK. I did say bye, but I felt bad afterwards. I had to go AFK because I needed to help my granddad put something up in the attic. I had to help my granddad put something up in the attic, so I had to get on a wooden box. I had to get on the wooden box, and we had to hope that this box wouldn't buckle under my weight, which was pretty sketchy. We had to Strong Joe. Well, not Strong Joe. I'm a little short. I was a little too short to try and tie this. We were trying to tie a hedge trimmer to the attic, and I was a little too short to get it up there by. I was a little too short to tie it up on the floor by about 4 inches. I was probably about 4 inches, guys, too short to tie it. So I had to step on a wooden box to get up there and tie it, because luckily my granddad used to be taller than me. He's not taller than me anymore, but you didn't have to tie the one end. You only had to tie this end. You didn't have to tie the one end because the one end would hook straight over, but trying to tie it to this metal pole was really awkward, which I was more worried about. I'm more worried that I'm over 200 pounds. I'm hoping this box is going to take my weight. I had to do that on a film set recently, get on a box, and we were really worried that I was going to go through the box because this is just me. Mainly, this is just me over the years. I've basically built all of this all by myself over the. I mean, I've had people come on. I've had like subscribers come on and build stuff, but that's literally like 0.000.1%. There is only like 2 builds that I haven't built myself on this world. There's only like 2. There's literally, I could probably count them out. I didn't build. Actually, probably 2. There's probably only out of probably 1,000 builds on this world. There's probably only 2 of them. Yeah, hundreds of random houses just for fun. So I built this one. This house here, I built it because it's modelled off the cake shop. It's modded off the cake shop I built on my Creative City world. And I really liked the design. It looked like an old Tudor house, so I basically built it here as a Tudor house. What didn't I build? Yeah, 2 builds. I didn't build a house over there, and I didn't build a house over on the island over there. Someone called Epstein built that. I'm joking, guys. I'm joking. So what I meant is, we'll go over. We're not going to go over to where this house is because we will be able to see it. I didn't build that one there. That wooden one there. I didn't. That wooden one there where my arm's pointing at. That one there. I didn't build that. I then didn't build. I then as well. Hello Mimi, welcome to the stream. Hello Radian channel, welcome to the stream. I just got to translate what they put in. Why is that match quite late? Because it's a Monday night game. Monday night games are always 8 o'clock. Monday night games are always 8 o'clock. Nah, I don't think Everton's getting bashed. Like, Everton have played really well this season. Everton haven't been dead and buried in any game this season. Literally, the only reason they lost to Manchester City was the fact that they had Haaland and Everton had a strike. Everton's main striker missed 3 sitters. In fact, Paul Merson, who's a football pundit, former football player and pundit, yeah, Paul Merson, who's an Everton football pundit, sorry, not an Everton football pundit, a former football player and a pundit. He played for Arsenal for his career. He even said during the commentary for one of Everton's matches against City, he turned around and said if Erling Haaland had played for Everton, Everton would have won 6-0 because Everton had all the better chances, but Haaland just produced 2 goals out of nothing. Yeah, Liverpool are playing Nottingham Forest. They kick off in a minute. I think Nottingham Forest might edge them, to be honest. Liverpool are leaking goals right now, and Nottingham Forest under Sean Dyche have actually turned into... Nottingham Forest has got them to stop conceding so many. You know, they should have beat Manchester United. And the only game that they were dead and buried in was the one they lost. Yeah, Liverpool are playing Forest at the moment, but it's not on TV in the UK because 3 o'clock games aren't on TV in the UK. Which is it's an interesting reason why. Yeah. Premier League matches in the UK aren't shown at 3 PM because back in the 1960s they thought if you could watch any game anywhere you wouldn't go out to your local team. If you could go and watch, say, Liverpool take on Manchester City, you wouldn't go to Clingford Town versus Stockbridge Steels. You wouldn't go to... Well, it's a good logic. They thought if you could watch any game in the country, you wouldn't go and watch your local teams play. So you wouldn't go and watch, say, like your small local team play. Local teams, small teams like teams that get have 100 people watch them, have 30, 40 people watch them. You wouldn't go. The logic was that you wouldn't go to watch them if you could watch Liverpool, Man City play at 3 PM. Because at 3 PM there's thousands of games going on. You know, it's different in other countries because you don't have as many teams. But in the UK we've got 40,000 teams. We've got 40,000 football teams in this country in the UK. Local teams as in, you know, the team that plays in your local village. The team that plays in your village. The team that so there's 40,000 teams in the UK. So basically every town and village has a football team. And the logic was, if you could watch any football game ever on, if you could watch any football game on TV, you probably wouldn't go and watch your small village team play. So they made it so that 3 o'clock on a Saturday, TV games aren't played. Aren't on TV. But they have cameras there. They have cameras there so they can air the highlights later on. But it's an interesting one. Poor Salah. Do you know what? He's a good player and all, but I think this season, this season's proving that he's getting old. The same with Van Dijk. As an Everton fan, I think Virgil van Dijk is the problem. Is Liverpool's problem. Hello, Skatepunk. Welcome to the stream. How are you? I'm really good. How are you? I've got McDonald's. Cool. You football. Yo, football. Yeah, we were talking about football then. I was saying what I'm... Hello. Brills. Welcome to the stream. Yes, what I was saying is Liverpool's problem this season has been Virgil van Dijk. At the back, he's been horrible. Did you watch... Yeah. Madrid are a good team. Madrid are a good team. I do love Carlo Ancelotti. I've always found VVD. Yeah, yeah, so that's an interesting one. Literally, what was I going to say a second about that? Yeah, what I meant is that, yeah, Virgil van Dijk, he has been Liverpool's problem this season. Virgil van Dijk's been Liverpool's problem. When they lost to Manchester United a few weeks ago, Brian Mbeumo was like literally really close to him, and he pointed at the other centre back who was further away to go and challenge him. And I was sat there because I'm an Everton fan, so I hate Liverpool. But I was sat there like, Van Dijk, why are you not running after him? You're closer to him. And then, you know, they score, and then he starts having to go at... Yeah, he's supposed to be a great defender, but I think he's more overrated. 5 years ago, yeah, he was probably the Premier League's best defender. He's not the greatest defender, but he's not now. He's not the Premier League's best defender now. Like, Konate's pretty good, but the problem with Virgil van Dijk is that he's a very much blame game. Like he cleared a ball into their left back's face. He cleared a ball into their left back's face and then had a go at the left back for taking the ball out for a free kick. Like it went out for a corner. Van Dijk was shouting at the left back. I'm like, you're the one that cleared it into him. You booted it straight into his face. And you're moaning about him conceding the corner. You're the one that kicked it into him. I'm like, that just cracked me up. But Merseyside derby last season. The thing is, though, I actually do like Arne Slot. I actually think he's a really good manager. But you've got to do that. Liverpool's got an aging squad. The problem with Liverpool, guys, is there's an aging squad. You've got to think, Mo Salah's 33, Virgil van Dijk's 33. What's his name? Forgot his name. I swear Andy Robertson's like 30 as well. Hello, that drummer. Welcome to the stream. Can I see your build? What type of build? Hello, Paul. Pawnee Singh. Welcome to the stream. It's not a server, I'm afraid. It's not a server. Right, let's just quickly take a build. What type of builds do you want to see? Saba, Gooch Sididi. Yeah, Andy Robertson's 31. Let's have a look a second. Let's have a look at Liverpool squad. A lot of them are 30 odd. A lot of them are 30 odd. Here we go. Let's look at their lineup. What's his name? Sabozlai is 25. I thought he was older than that. I thought Sabozlai was older than that. McAllister's like, I know McAllister's youngish. He's 26. But Mo Salah's 33. How old's Van Dijk? 32, 33? Oh, 34. I thought he was older than that. I thought he was younger than that. Yeah, their problem is they got an aging squad. Hello, Alex. Hey, Alex, welcome to the stream. But the thing with that, Oraway, as you said about experienced and younger players, they don't seem to blend together. But that always happens though. That's something that always happens. You need to get those players to gel. I feel bad. Did I? How you doing? What's up, brother? Welcome to the stream. How you doing today, man? I'm doing really good, Magma X Gamer. How are you doing? But yeah, literally on that point that we were discussing, guys, Liverpool's problem, I think, is they've got an aging squad. Liverpool this season, honestly, they look very much like how Man City were 10 years ago. We'll just outscore you. Manchester City about 10-12 years ago had this policy. Thoughts on Arsenal? Ooh. Do you know what? I think they've got it in the bag this season. I think they will win the league this season. I think they will. I don't think they'll bottle it this season. The problem with Arsenal for the last 2 seasons was they didn't have a natural striker. Kai Havertz isn't a striker. He's a attacking midfielder. Gabriel Jesus is a striker, but I've never thought he was that good. But the guy Gyökeres, I think, will be a really good striker for Arsenal. I think this year they might have it. I think that's what they needed. And with Eberechi Eze, I think Eberechi Eze is what Arsenal needed as well. They needed someone that could make something from nothing. So yeah, I actually think Arsenal will win the league this year. I think Arsenal will win the league this year. Manchester City, I think, will be somewhere near. I think Manchester City will be somewhere near, but I don't know. I don't know who's going to finish third. Maybe Chelsea. Liverpool, I think, will be down in third or fourth. I think the top 4 will be Arsenal, City, Chelsea, Liverpool. But I think Chelsea and Liverpool will be battling it out for third or fourth. And then I think Man United might be up there in 5th. I think Man United might be up there in 5th, depending if they get it right. 6th, I reckon it could actually be... I think 6th this year might actually be Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth might do it this year. Joe, I want to write a script for a short film. Cool. It would be horror. Cool. Joe, do you... ROA commented on the video earlier on. Joe, do you love me? I'm a bit confused by that comment. I know you don't particularly like horror films. Well, it's not that I don't like horror films. I don't like jump scares. But then if it's like a slasher, and things like that, or a bit more psychological, I'm fine with. It's weird. I've got a couple of horror films on the desk. But I was watching one last night, actually. I was watching one called the... I don't mind gore. That's the thing. Gore I don't care about. I was watching one last night, actually. I was watching something called the... I was watching a film from 2016 last night, guys. I was watching a film called The Limestone Golem. That was horror related. Well, horror mystery film. It's a very weird film. It was very weird. It was an interesting film. I don't like ghosts, but it's like a murder mystery. I love that. Yeah. Wait, is this single player? Yeah, this is single player. This world here, I had trauma. Yeah, but that's why that's like what I talked about a few days ago on yesterday's stream. There are certain films that you shouldn't watch. There is a case in the UK of a kid went out and killed someone thinking it was because they'd seen it in a horror film and thought it was normal. It's the same as gladiator fights, like why they got rid of gladiator fights, because people started thinking it was normal. So people started just doing gladiator fights on people in the streets. And then eventually the spectacle of it left. The spectacle of it went because it was becoming an everyday occurrence. Thank you for subscribing, that's really kind of you. Guys, I'm coming. I don't know. I've just finished a book, guys. I have just finished a book. I finished Dawn of Planets 1's War a few nights ago. I finished Dawn of Planets 1's War a couple of nights ago. I've scheduled it. I've scheduled it to release on November 20th, 2026. And Shall I read the description for you guys? Shall I read the description of the book? I think I should. I wrote a book. I finished it. So, ready? This game is so boring. Yeah, some Premier League games are. Some Premier League games are just because of just how much doesn't happen or something like that. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Right, I'm back. Oh, thank you to the person who subscribed. Right, let me read that book thing for you guys. Agent 1 has fought many battles and many wars, but this is his hardest yet, winning the support of a fractured military once dominated by Grenzy Gorilla and his nepotic. Let me read that again. Agent 1 has fought many battles and many wars, but this is sorry, I stuttered. Agent 1 has fought many battles and many wars, but this is his hardest yet, winning the support of a fractured military once dominated by Grenzy Grenell and his nepotic cronies. His mission is simple: rebuild a divided military that has been for many years been mismanaged all over the board. But something else is out there. Krasvax has his sights on the galactic border planets, and the inaction and dividedness in the Imperial Union's core is giving him the perfect opportunity. New Supreme Leader Crindian Bonaparte, barely weeks into the job, has his work cut out for him. The darkness is spreading across the galaxy. One wrong move and they will fall into the abyss of a new dark age. The game is being played and all our players are making their moves, but what remains to be seen is who will strike first. Nepotic, so it's obviously, nepotism, but nepotic, I just couldn't say nepotic. Yes, I put a new meme in, I've put a new emoji in, and the new emoji says something along the lines of, the new emoji is a picture of my sub badge that I was given by YouTube. Oh, pardon me. Because it wouldn't allow me to post the emoji that I wanted to do. Hello, the Joke 60. Welcome to the stream. Clamor Joe wrote a novel. Yes, I've wrote many novels. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Do. But yeah, everybody. So, I made your Minecraft skin in creative. Cool. Right. So, what we're gonna do? I'm gonna jump into this Minecraft bed a second. Hello, Apollo Jenny. Welcome to the stream. Hello, can you show us your beautiful world? I certainly can. This is the spawn room right here. This is the spawn room right here. This is my world. I've had this world for 9 years. 9 years, guys. I've had this world since 2016, and we're almost at the end of 2025. That's a snow globe, by the way. We've had this world a long time. These trees are new. I chopped the trees down up here, so I replanted them. But I planted more than I probably should have. Yeah, haven't they been rebuilding it? I went to the new camp in 2018. That's surprising though. Normally most people, do they completely rebuild it? Because they completely rebuilt it. Surprisingly, they've done that halfway through a season. Because Everton didn't do that. Everton's new stadium, they finished it last December. Everton's new stadium was finished at the end of 2024. Everton's new stadium, they finished it in December of 2024. That's when the keys were handed to Everton, but they didn't. They thought it was stupid moving halfway through a season. Well, no, well, it's shit. It's not a world-class thing, but just refurbished. Yeah, but why would you do it halfway through a season? Because now you've got to go and... Normally, when you're at home, it's got to feel like a fortress. It's taken you years to build up the new stadium, the fake stadium. It's taken you years to build up an atmosphere in the fake stadium. Now you've got to go back to the real stadium and hope you can still recapture the same atmosphere. It's it's a weird that doing it halfway through a season. I would have waited till the end of next season, not moved in December, at the end of November, because that's what Everton were going to do. Everton's last season at Goodison Park was meant to be. Everton's last game at Goodison Park was meant to be May 2024, and instead of moving in halfway through a season, because fans were complaining the stadium that they were playing in, the ultras weren't allowed there. Ultras are a good thing and a bad thing as well. Ultras are a good thing and a bad thing. How much did I miss? Not much. We've only been streaming half hour. We haven't really. All we've been talking about is football. All we've been talking about is all of our loves of football. Or as an American would put it, soccer. Hello, Speedo. Welcome to stream. Just want to check my notifications a second, everybody. So, who's here right now? Everyone comments. So, we don't talk about the Discord chats. well, yeah, what you put in Discord. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. We might talk about what I put in last night about that 28-point police plan, which police plan. We might talk about that 28-point peace plan, which I think was done by a couple of 9-year-olds. That's just my preference, guys. No offense, but I could have come up with a better peace deal. But it does look like it was. It does look like it was wrote. It does look like it was wrote by a couple of 5-year-olds. Don't say that because the Americans will shoot me, but that's not a peace plan. That's not a peace plan. That's appeasement. Anyone that thinks that's a peace plan is demented. That's basically forcing someone to give up 20% of their territory, cut their armed forces down. It comes more across as a business deal. But that's not business. Well, that's why I reckon this peace plan's been leaked. Distract from the extreme Epstein files. A load of fleeces. Yeah, I'll be honest, guys. I'm only wearing a t-shirt and a jumper right now. I'm only wearing a t-shirt right now. Well, not a jumper. I'm only wearing a t-shirt right now. You're in the bath right now. Why are you watching the stream in the bath? Best bit of clothing. I don't know. Shoes. No, shoes probably. The best bit of clothing, guys, is a pair of shoes. The best bit of clothing is shoes, actually, because they protect everything, and they make sure you can get from place to place without injuring yourself. I never realised how expensive shoes are now as well. I never really realised how expensive shoes are. You know, I once knew a person that had to go get custom shoes. Is that the is that the Irish flag or the Italian flag? My eyes are a bit twitchy. Is that the Irish? Yeah, which one is it? Irish. It is Irish. Okay. I love Ireland. I can do a really good Irish accent for you guys if you want. I do my Irish accent for you. What do you think? Is it good? Hello, my name's Paddy. I'm a miller from South Ireland. Welcome to Ireland, everybody. We're gonna say lots of ancestors are Irish. Yeah, well, yeah, lots of ancestors are Irish. Lots of ancestors are English. Great accent. Yeah, I used to watch just TV, and I used to reenact the accents. And Irish I can do pretty well. Have you guys ever seen the Irish guy on the snow, and he's really thick, and he goes, "It's cold." Yeah, it's cold like you wouldn't believe. You wouldn't be far off getting frostbite. What do you think? That's the first time I tried an Irish accent. So there was an Irish kid. He was like 16 at the time. He's probably like 20. How did I know? Because the profile picture was the same. The profile picture was the same. Because the profile picture was absolutely the same. Have you guys ever seen that video? But the Irishman. He's interviewing him, and they're saying how cold it is. How cold it is. He goes, "Oh, it's cold like you wouldn't believe. You wouldn't be far off getting frostbite." And he goes, "It's cold like you wouldn't believe. You wouldn't be far off getting frostbite." Yeah, the profile picture looks similar, so I knew it was you. Fiddlesticks. Fiddlesticks is a great British quote when anything goes wrong. Ah, fiddlesticks. Oh my god, it's Pinky. Pinky the sheep. Pinky the sheep and Erethan the dog lives there. In fact, the reason I called the dog Erethan is because Erethan was a character name in a book that I was in a like short film I come up with. I come up with a short film at the time called Planetfall. I may still do it. But Erethan was a character that appears in that. Hello, sus among us. Welcome to the stream. Right, dark oak wood will go into here. Right. Please do. I need this. My Minecraft is kind of worthless. I have no tools. I'm trying to get those. Break a tree. I was here when you made the hotel. Yes, you were. I made that hotel quite a while back now, I think. Yeah, it was quite a while ago. I can't remember when I built that. That's probably about 6 months ago. Maybe. 4 months ago, 5 months ago. Where is the hotel? Let's go over to it. The hotel that we built, I don't think I ever really finished it. I don't think I ever really finished the design. Yes, I do remember you being here when we built the hotel. Yeah, here's the hotel. In my Java forever, I found a pink sheep, killed it, preserved the wool, the meat, and the sword I used to kill it with. I made a cathedral and displayed the items right above where the sheep died. Fair play. Yeah, this is the hotel. So basically all these rooms are like this. Everybody wants to rule the world, the world, the world, the world, the world. Everybody wants to rule the world. And then right at the top we have a penthouse sort of suite. Everybody wants to rule the world. La la la. There's 2 creepers. I'm gonna have to kill both of them. You're dead. There we go. He's dead, and now he's gonna be dead too. The XP levels are gonna be here, so I'm gonna grab those. We've almost got 40. We've almost got 44. Right, so let's not go. We're not going to go to bed. We're actually going to go and fight some mobs. Did a zombie just drop me a spider eye? That's unprecedented. Forest scored. Have they? Oh, they have. Yeah, I said I thought Nottingham Forest might get the edge on them. And Brentford are currently winning. West Ham are currently beating Bournemouth. So as it stands, Leeds have dropped back into the relegation zone, and West Ham are only 2 points above Everton. 2 points below Everton. Oh, shit. Well, Everton have to beat Manchester United. Everton have to beat Manchester United. That is vital that they do. Why, Everton would go to 18 points and would be in... Well, Everton would be in 6th place if they do that. Well, 6th, 7th? Yeah, they would be. Nah, they'd actually be in like 10th. In fact, Everton would go. Everton would, if Everton were to beat Manchester United, they would actually go above Liverpool. Yeah, they would actually go above Liverpool on goal difference because Everton are 3 points behind Liverpool and only a goal behind. So Everton winning would have them on the same points. I can't save him, so I'm gonna have to kill him. That'd be nice. I'm excited for the World Cup next year. So am I. As it stands, England and Scotland are both there. Scotland are at the World Cup for the first time since 1998. Scotland are going to be at the World Cup for the first time since 98. Republic of Ireland could actually Republic of Ireland have got to play Italy. Republic of Ireland have got to play Italy. If Republic of Ireland... Hello, Yusuf Ali. Welcome to the stream. Nah, I don't think France is going to be there this year. I don't think it'd be Argentina-France. Argentina is an interesting one. My country hasn't qualified. No, Ireland got... Yeah. I am British. Yeah, Republic of Ireland have got to play Italy. So I'm hoping Republic of Ireland get there. Hello, Yavis Van Stein. Welcome to the stream. I'm hoping Republic of Ireland get there over Italy because Republic of Ireland haven't gone to the World Cup in 23 years. Republic of Ireland last went to the World Cup in 2002. I suppose actually Italy haven't been there in a while. Thing is, Italy is struggling. Well, Australia always make it. Australia practically always make it. Australia have been there quite a few times. Australia always make it because Australia World Cup. Here we go. Australia at the World Cup. Australia, well, they don't always make it, but Australia have made it. Australia made it in 1974. Australia made it in 1974, 2006, 2010, 2014, 2018, 2022, and they've already qualified. Australia have already qualified for 26, and then it's determined. Now it's got to be determined whether they make it to 2030 or 24. They didn't qualify from 78, 82, 86, 90, 94. But as it stands, they are there. I don't know why I love this channel. Oh, thank you. Yeah, they play against Australia. They play against Asian teams, yes, but Asia have good teams. You know, Japan's pretty good because there's not enough teams there. I think. From 1966 to 1966 2006, they played as a full member of the Oceanic Football Federation. But there was only 13 members. So I think they've merged them all now. Since... Yeah, Australia basically wanted a challenge. Japan, Korea, from Asia. But there are good teams. How are you today, Joe? I'm really good at Minecraft as a 16. How are you? But yeah, talking about the World Cup, guys, like, talking about the World Cup though. I would have loved to have seen England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, and Republic of Ireland get there. Obviously, England and Wales are already there. Wales are in the playoffs. Northern Ireland's in the playoffs, and Republic of Ireland. But unfortunately, Northern Ireland and Wales will be drawn against each other if Wales beat Czech Republic and Northern Ireland beats Macedonia, they will be drawn against each other. Here, World Cup qualifiers, playoffs 2026. Pathway 1. Oh no, these are the why is it giving me that? The World Cup playoffs. These are giving me the CONCACAF. They're not giving me the UEFA ones. I want the UEFA. No, let's put UEFA on. Here we go. The UEFA playoff draws. Let's just click this a minute. So, Wales and Bosnia. Wales are playing Bosnia and Herzegovina. Wales are playing Bosnia and Herzegovina. And whoever wins out of Italy and Northern Ireland will play whoever wins out of Wales and Bosnia. And then obviously that will be a semi-final. So whoever wins out of there, then whoever wins out of those two will go to the World Cup. So it would be, if Wales and Northern Ireland would win, it would be one of them going home. And then the other two are... Ukraine, Sweden, Poland, Albania. So whoever wins out of those will be going to the World Cup. Then it will be Slovakia, Kosovo, Turkey or Romania. Then it will be out of Czech Republic, Republic of Ireland, Denmark and North Macedonia. So Scotland beat Denmark. Scotland beat Denmark on the last game to go above Denmark and go to the World Cup. And Wales beats Macedonia 7-1 to go, and I was actually in Cardiff the day this game was played, the Wales game, and I'd never seen so many Welsh people. I'm joking. I've never seen so many people in hats. Hello, welcome to the stream. I've just got to Google Translate this person's name because I'm not very good at reading foreign names. Google Translate. Right, detect language. Hello, Jessica. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, I'd see a real football game one day. Yeah, I wanted to buy tickets to an Everton game when I was on holiday, because I wanted to buy tickets to one of Everton's Premier League games while I was on holiday last month, in September, because Everton were where I was in Wales. Even though Liverpool's in England, Liverpool was only about an hour and a half away, because Liverpool's literally on the Welsh border. Hello, Humphrey. Welcome to the stream. What am I on? Nintendo Switch, Minecraft. But if you get what I mean, Oraway, you know, some people nowadays love foreign shows, so they put their name in the language of the show that they've enjoyed. I had a person that did that, and they loved anime. Really? Why would you not expect my name to be Korean? Well, I know it's Korean. I knew it was Korean from translating it, but I wouldn't have thought that that was a name in Korea, because normally that's a more. Where does that come? Where does the name Jessica come from? I think it's an English name, isn't it? Or is it? Is it an English name? No, it's actually Hebrew. The name Jessica is actually Hebrew. Read my message. Build an orbital strike cannon now. Why would I need an orbital strike cannon? What, am I trying to hit 31 Atlas or something? Because it's an alien spacecraft. I think Hispanic use it more though. Yeah. But it is a Hebrew name, so it is a. Oh my god, my back. Is that a parcel? Oh. I don't know. I'm a South Aussie. Oh, cool. Cool. Welcome. Get on, mate. How are you? Is my Australian accent good? I've got family in Australia, so I got family that live in Australia, so I pick whenever they talk to me. I've got an Australian family, so whenever they talk to me, I try and learn a bit of their accent. So my aunts moved over to Australia years ago and had my cousin out there, so my cousin talks Australian. Well, they're not. Australia aren't cheats in football. It's not their fault that they're matched up against teams. It's not England's fault that San Marino's drawn against them. It's not Australia's fault that they're matched up with, Asian teams that aren't as good. It's the same as it's not England's fault that they've been matched up with, San Marino, a team which half the team are bin men on the weekday, that is generally true, guys. Like, most of the San Marino professional players have day jobs. One of them was an accountant, one of them was a binman. But fair play. But it's in Europe. So, but San Marino's still not professional. San Marino's still not professional. By the way, it's not called football. Yeah, it's called football everywhere else, though. It's called football everywhere else in the world. It's only America and Australia that call it that. It's only America and Australia that call it that. So, I will say football, guys, because it's called football. The other 7 billion people... It's called handball in Barcelona. Yeah, they do. They do. The US call their own sport football, but soccer as in football... Everywhere else in the world, pretty much everywhere else in the world, calls what you would call soccer football. Everywhere else, because the American version of football is basically rugby. It's rugby, but it's a pussy's version where they wear helmets, and they have a lot of players. Well, they do call it handball. Barcelona do call it handball because they play it with your hands. It should be called It should actually be called handball because they do actually play it with their hands. That hurts me. What? What was it? Me calling American football a pussy's version of rugby because you wear headgear and padding? But it is true though, guys. Yeah, rugby's not a version of football. Rugby's not a version of football. Rugby's not a version of football because you don't play. There's no rules that are similar to rugby. Rugby's not football. I couldn't even play rugby, guys, because I'm not tall enough. Well, no, I am tall enough, but I would be terrible at rugby because most rugby players are... Do you know what the average professional rugby player is, though? It isn't. American football's probably closer to football than rugby is. That is true. Football is much harder. Yeah, rugby, literally. Rugby, do you know what the average rugby player... Do you know how tall the average rugby player is in the UK now? The average professional rugby player in the UK is 6'2". Honestly, the average professional rugby player in the UK now is 6'2" and 250 pounds. Because they've got to, they've got to stop people coming through them. Literally, guys, watch rugby compared to American football. There is no headgear. If you get injured, you get injured. What's the line? If he dies, he dies. The American dream. Well, there is no American dream. We don't have a dream. We don't have a dream in the UK. It's not that we lack some moral purpose or a combined destiny. We don't have a British dream because we're awake. I play Xbox One edition. Cool. This is the Nintendo Switch edition. Someone's just put a number in the chat. Cool. Wow. But I think 69's a better number. Why not? It's a good number. 69's better. 69's got a bit more oomph to it. Yeah, there is no American dream. Like one of my favourite British... 21, yeah, I remember 20. One of my favourite British comedians said this. He goes, what is the American dream? What is the American dream? He goes, life, pursuit, and the pursuit of happiness. He goes, I'll be embarrassed to write that down. Honestly, I love this. America's the greatest country in history. I wouldn't say that because America has no history. Americans like to think they've got history. You've got 250 years of it, but some American history isn't. Some American history isn't exactly history. Like America say they ended slavery, they didn't. They ended slavery nearly over 100 years after. No. America and Britain hate each other because do you know what it is? Britain and America, it's like a father and son relationship. Great Britain only get involved and stop America when they step out of line. It is. America and the UK is like father and son. Britain just says to America, yeah, you can do whatever you want, but if you do something wrong, we'll slap you on the wrist. And that's what they've done. That's what they're doing at the moment. Technically, that is kind of like what they do. It's like Great Britain is like father and son. They do, yes. Well, the UK's got 6,000 years of history. It's like the Greek. Well, the UK's got 30,000 years of history. People have been settling in the UK for 1,000 years. You're not reading my comments. No, I did read your comment. I just didn't read it out. I don't read out every comment. But literally, like, but do you guys get what I mean? Great Britain always does what America says, but only when America... America's got important years of history. America's got important years of history, but You can't say that's not important. You can't say that's important. Yes, they did, and it was a prison colony. It was a prison colony for a long time. Australia was a prison colony. But then when you say took over Australia, you've got to imply that there was a governance there in the first place to have taken over. Because it was... There wasn't a lot there initially. They took them from the Aboriginals. They did, but everyone did that as well. Great Britain did that, but Spain... That started with Spain. Yo, bro. Yo, my bro watching this right now. Cool. But yeah, what I mean is like, when they say about like colonialism, you can't just blame the UK. If Great Britain didn't colonise, if Great Britain didn't colonise other lands and get more materials and resources, they would have been colonised themselves. And then that cycle would have just continued and continued. It's an interesting concept. Colonialism was the destruction and the survival of nations. Let's just say, so let's say America launched its own colonial empire right now, and it launches its own colonial empire right now. If they didn't do that, someone else would just colonise them. It would have been better without the UL. But would it though? If Great Britain didn't colonise Australia, someone else would have just colonised Australia. You can say that for everything. Great Britain was just the best at colonisation, but it was the best at colonisation. But without Great Britain finding Australia, someone else would have just stumbled across it and colonised it. It was always going to happen. What do you guys think? Yeah, that's true. That is true. But with colonisation, with colonialism, for example, if Great Britain didn't colonise a bit of land, somebody else would have just colonised it. It's a really interesting concept. Hello, Gossip Girl Podcast. Welcome to the stream. Instead of Australia, they're fighting kangaroos. Yeah, so, for example, if they didn't colonise Australia, Spain or the Netherlands or France would have found it and colonised it. So it's one of those, like, no matter what you do, someone would have colonised it. You British? I am. That's what I'm saying about we were talking about, like, history just then. And we were saying about how... like, history. You can blame Britain for colonisation, but if Britain hadn't have created colonies, they would have just become someone's colony. It's the same with everything across the whole... I'm from Newcastle, pal. How about you? I'm from South England. But why that topic though? It spanned from... Yes, it spanned from just now, Swiss Rex saying America's the most important and greatest country in history. And I said, well, what about all the history before America existed? Like the ancient Greeks, Romans. You know, the Romans developed the first ever republic. You know, what the United States... Well, I'd say so, actually, ROA. I'd say, you know, the Romans came from Italy. Rome, most countries in the world now that are republics are inspired at least by Rome, by the Roman Republic. The Roman Republic was the first sort of republican format, which is why they said they invented the word, but Rome fell. It did fall, but it was still the first ever republic. You did conquer the UK, but then the UK at the time was tribal. The UK right now, so everyone says about colonisation, the UK was colonised. Every empire did it, yeah. in fact, Rome had everything. Rome stretched from northern England all the way down into Africa. Literally, Rome, what the Roman Empire at its biggest extent stretched from the Scottish border all the way down to the Roman Empire was, well, no, the Roman Empire was the greatest. Well, the British Empire. The British Empire was the greatest empire to have ever existed, because it in terms of what it is, 90% of the world was under the British Empire at least one point. And you gotta say I think the three greatest empires in history. I think the three greatest empires in history was Rome, the Mongol Empire, and the British Empire. Because you're British. No, I'm saying in terms of context from the three empires, the three most quintessential empires was the Roman Empire, because the Roman Empire, the amount of stuff. Cool. The Roman Empire was absolutely massive, guys. And, a lot of the world... Someone being biased. Well, I'm not being biased. But it is true, though. The British Empire was the largest empire. What about Napoleon? Napoleonic France. I don't know about Napoleon, because Napoleon didn't really have an empire. Napoleon didn't really have an empire, because most of his parts, like Louisiana, which was massive, he sold. Rome, he was more focused on Europe. Whereas Rome was more focused on the whole of the ancient world, of what they thought was the world. But yeah, so what I was talking about, like Genghis Khan, for example. Genghis Khan, in 20 years, created the largest land empire the world has ever seen. It stretched from what is now Mongolia all the way to... into Eastern Europe. Incredible bit of history. What about the Dutch? Well, yes, the Dutch are huge as well. The Dutch were huge as well. But in terms of what I think the three most powerful empires of all time is, I think the British Empire, the Roman Empire, and the Mongol Empire. Those three empires were massive. Literally, like Genghis Khan in 20 years created the world. In fact, 1 in 200 people are related to Genghis Khan. I can't. Bugger off. I'm dead. I'm dead because that spider come up behind me. Oh, I don't know where I am. Just, we were colonised by the Dutch. Yeah, most places were colonised by everyone. What about the Rockefeller Empire? The Rockefeller Empire? Oh, hold on. Wait, I'm going the wrong way. The hell? Why is there so many? I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm afraid, ROA. Yeah, what I meant... Yeah, the Dutch were massive. The Dutch were massive to a point as well. Did you know the Dutch found Australia? Yeah, well, not every... The thing is, though, with that as well, I guarantee many places, like America, for example. Yes, the Greek Empire is huge as well. But the two... Well, the British Empire was not the biggest empire totally. The Mongol Empire was. The Mongol Empire was the biggest empire. But what happened with that, guys, is that the Mongol Empire was the biggest by land. The British Empire, they caused apartheid. They did, yes. that was because some of that apartheid is a horrible era. Apartheid is a horrible era in that's an absolutely horrible era to learn about in history. But I think it's got. I think it's also. Is it still bad in South Africa, guys? Because is it still bad in South Africa? It's still bad. It's still bad in South Africa now, I've heard. Apartheid was horrible. I'm from the UK. Apartheid was an absolutely horrible event. But it's still going on now, just in a different format. But it's... What do you guys think? I'll be back in a second. I was only going AFK to close the door. Yeah, so what I was saying is a British what do you think we had what do you think we had to do? Just close the door. Forrest scored again. Bloody hell. I'm happy for Sean because he's a former Everton man. Sean Dyche is a former Everton manager, so I'm really happy for him. I'm really happy for him this going well at Nottingham Forest. Yeah, no, I said, isn't it still bad over there now? But it's completely different, in a different way. Because a British BBC documentary came out a few years ago, and it claimed that apartheid had done the whole flip. Yes, my name is actually Joe. Yeah, a British documentary came out a few years ago. A British rapper did a documentary, and he went out to South Africa, and he saw evidence that apartheid had completely switched the other way, and that it was now white people being oppressed. What do you guys think of that? Like, some of the things this documentary shows is horrible. He shows people that can't get jobs. He shows white people there that can't get jobs, and they're literally living on children and living on a stone floor. Because some of it's quite bad. As horrible as the Trail of Tears. Yeah, it's called I can't remember what it's called. Reggie Yates, that's his name. He did a documentary, and it's called Inside South Africa's White Slums, and it's literally, it's horrible. It's horrible, and it's a horrible documentary to watch when you see some of the shit that goes down. I'm gonna die, guys, because Well, I do play Bedrock Edition. Hello, Giannis Matashku, welcome to the stream. I do play Bedrock Edition, just not a lot. Yeah, so what was I talking about? So no, my mum, for example, guys, has someone that works with her, and she was born in South Africa. And do you know what she said to my mum, guys? She said her granddad really wanted to end apartheid to end. He wanted it to go all equal, and he'd be turning his grave now because white people are struggling to get jobs. Yeah, this is Nintendo. Yeah, it's the interesting thing is South Africa is now there's a lot of belief at the moment that South Africa have gone completely the other way now, and it's more apartheid for white people against white people. What do you guys think? I saw something about it months ago, and it's no, you don't have to be playing. You can still play the Switch edition. It's just no updates in it. It's just not had an update in a few years. What do you guys think? Like, surely equality means equality for all. But that's what my interpretation of it would be. That's the thing, that I'm from a area of the UK that's very, very diverse. So I couldn't imagine. I'm from a part of the UK that's really, really diverse. So I can imagine. I can't imagine watching people get. I can't imagine seeing some shit like that. Well, do you think like there should be equity? Do you mean equality? Well, yeah, you need equality. Like, you need equality. Like, if you're black, white, brown, Indian, Chinese, like, that's got. Well, yeah, the UK is very diverse. Like, I just got a haircut. It's pretty good. Cool. But yeah, talking about that though, guys, like, equality is vital. That's why equality is vital, absolutely vital, guys. But think about all the people that fought for equality, and now you see some of the shit that's going on nowadays. Would some of them be angry? Did you guys see that recently? That's why America's the best. I don't think America is as equal as the UK is. I think Britain's much more equal than the United States is. America has a front to they're equal. America says not politically. America says a lot on the media that they're this, they're that, but are they actually like that? So why are humans? Yeah, I agree. Yeah, equity, sorry. Yeah. But everyone should be equipped with what they need. Like, people in poverty, poverty, for example. Everyone should be provided with, everyone should have, everyone in the world is entitled to a hot meal. Everyone should be entitled to a warm bed to sleep in, and a bed to sleep in, a roof over their head. Like people that have children in poverty. Like people that have children who are below the poverty line. It's not their fault that their parents don't have the qualifications to. It's not their fault their parents are struggling to pay the bills because, their job doesn't give them money. Yeah, so this is what I was thinking about, guys. I think because of think about how many billionaires we've got in the world, that they're on like 100 billion. Why shouldn't we have a policy where every rich person, every like obscenely rich person should have to give a certain amount to charity? Like, say if you're worth 100 billion, you should give 10% to charity. You should give 10% to a cause, like feeding people that are struggling to pay their bills. Like Elon Musk, yeah, 200 million. He's worth like 500 billion. 10%. It's not a lot. It's not a lot, but they said I did it recently with my books. I've made my books. I made my stories. I've made them cheap and affordable. I've made... Can you build a watchtower? I have one. I have one. So, for example, guys, I've made my books cheap and affordable so anyone can buy them. I've made my books cheap and affordable so anyone, literally anyone, can buy them. You don't have to... You don't have to have, you know, a bucket load of cash to buy them. You don't have to have anything and you can still buy them. And it's like, can you build Buckingham Palace? That I would love to, but I don't know how to build it. I live in America. My mum and dad have less than $1 million, but we're still living off it. You don't... £1 million isn't a lot. £1 million is a lot. If you're on $1 million, if you're living under £1 million, £1 million for a normal person would probably pay your bills for 10 years. £1 million, if used effectively, would pay your bills for a long time. £1 million could keep you going for... You know, £1 million could keep you going for a long time. Can you go to the Nether, please? Fine. Like, it's... But when you said about equity, Skatepunk, that's a thing as well that I was thinking of recently. If you're watching, say, something like... if you're watching something, guys, like, you know, films and TV, it's becoming really hard for working class people to go into the film industry. Yeah, this is the Nether. I'm just going to take these back a minute. Yeah, bills will go up, but it's the governments of these countries that have to make sure the bills don't go up. I want to find a chest a second to put this shit. But yeah, it's pure nostalgia with the Netherrack. Yeah. Just gonna put this in the chest a second. But it's like let me think of some good examples a second. Build a galaxy in the sky. That would be cool. I want to build it. Rather than do that, I want to build like a space center where we have like a globe. That would be pretty cool. But £1 million in America is a lot of money, whereas it would be less in the UK because American money is worth less than a British pound. So British pound's worth more than American dollars, so 1 million to you is probably like 700 grand to me or something like that. But every child should be skilled up to need. What? Imagine having to tell a young child that they can't follow their dreams because they're not. In the things of equity, every young child should get their needs. Why should you have to tell a young child, sorry, you aim for the sky, but then you have to go and you can't go and aim for the sky because you won't be able to, you can't financially afford to aim to the sky. Literally, I had a teacher once. I had a teacher that head teacher that generally said this to us once. Your parents have told you can be whatever you want, and that's wrong. Yes, the UK pound is stronger than the US dollar, so what would be £1 million in the United States? What would be $1 million in the United States? What would be $1 million to you in the United States would only be 700 grand to me, because the UK pound's worth more. So what I would spend £70 or something, you'd probably be paying £100 for. If I was paying £100 or something, you would probably pay 130. But yeah, But I love it, guys. But I think one thing I think of, we should scrap course fees. We should scrap. I think we should scrap fees for university. I think we should scrap tuition fees. Well, it won't become impossible. We should scrap tuition fees. We should scrap tuition fees, and the government should pay it. The government should pay it because your degree would be worth a lot more. Literally, the students that come out of uni now then would be... Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Literally, guys, so... Yeah, you can lower the prices, though. Take all the taxes. You can lower the prices. You can lower the prices by... I was reading something from Ronald Reagan a few months ago. I saw a clip, and it was brilliant. It's really clever. Ronald Reagan turned around and said this in 1960 something or whatever. Ronald Reagan, the former US president, said if you tax the big businesses and put all these taxes on them, what they're going to do, they're just going to up the prices, which means that then the consumer will front that bill, which is why the price goes up. Because if you tax them, they'll go, all right, then we'll just up the prices, so they'll get more. They'll get that money back. To get their money, they'll just if they're having to lose certain amounts because of taxes, so take the taxes off. You're actually bossing around the government. Yeah, why not? Yeah, you can't find a decent job. Like, well, I'm applying for one at the moment, which is a decent enough wage, but it will be a decent enough wage. I'm applying for one at the moment, which the wages will be decent enough. Well, the annual salary would be decent enough, but literally, you could. Why don't they lower the prices of big businesses? Lower the big CEOs. Why don't they lower their prices and up doctors and nurses' wages? Because they're the most important. What's more important, the businessman, the CEO, or the doctors and the nurses? Yeah, but I think if you're working in security, you've got to have the body for it as well. I think because you've actually got to be security. If you're a security job, you've actually got to be a security guard. So you've got to be able to tackle people. You've got to be able to tackle people. Like, literally, honestly, guys, I've never seen a security guard under 6'2". I've never seen a security guard under 6 foot. And they're always like 300 pounds and built like machines. I don't know why. Why is that? Weird. Why are you playing Legacy? Because I love that version. I'll be the first. Because I love this version. Besides, the world will get better. The world will get better. I may not be 6 foot and built like a tank, but I have pace. So what you're gonna do is, are you gonna be the really quick person that runs after them, and then while the other person scoots around to the other corner and actually is the muscle? So you're the brains of organisation, and you've got the muscle behind you somewhere. What's the Premier League scores right now then? Crystal Palace are beating Wolves, West Ham's beating Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest are beating Liverpool 2-0. Which, Everton. If Everton beat Manchester United now, it means that Everton will go above Liverpool on goal difference. Because Everton have actually conceded less goals than Liverpool have. Liverpool have conceded 19, Everton have conceded 13. Good. Liverpool conceding again would be lovely. Bloody hell, guys. Liverpool at the moment have won 6, lost 6. They haven't drew. Chase them into a corner. That's true. Yeah. 200 of you are watching this stream. Who's in this stream right now? Do you know what, guys? I was bored last night, guys. I felt like doing something last night. I felt motivated last night, but then didn't know what I wanted to do. It's like I wanted to write a book. But then I didn't. But I don't want to publish too much next year. Hello, Red Hot Toucan. Welcome to the stream. I don't know, guys. I was sat there last night and I was feeling motivated to do something, but I couldn't decide what I wanted to do. I wanted to write something, but then I couldn't decide what I wanted to write. Right, let's go through. Kill, kill, kill. Is that all the big ones now? Good. It wasn't random 3 AM. It was random 4 AM. Actually, I'm joking. It wasn't. It was like it was like 11:30. Yeah, it was roughly around about 11:30, and I was just sat there, and I was like, it was roughly around about 11:30, and I was sat there. I was bored, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. I wanted to write something, but I didn't know what I wanted to write because, okay. Crystal Palace and a 2-0 up, which means Crystal Palace and a 2-0 up, so that means that Wolves are confined to a 10th league defeat in 12 games. Wolves this season, guys, literally, Wolves this season haven't won a game. Wolves haven't won a Premier League game this season. They have lost. Wolves at the moment, guys, have lost all 12. Wolves this season have lost all 12 of their games. Sorry, Wolves haven't won this season. They've drew 2. Lost 10 from 12 games. Oh, I've lost the stream. Oh no, I'm here. I haven't slept yet. I was up all night, blimey. I went to bed like 2 in the morning, guys, because I was watching a film. I started watching a film because I was trying to write, but I couldn't think of what I wanted to write, so I started flicking on Amazon. I came across something that I wanted to watch. But yeah. Good afternoon. So I came to inform you that I have left my humble like on your live stream. Oh, thank you, Ramses123. That's really kind of you. That's really, really kind of you. Thank you to the people who subscribed, by the way, guys. As it stands, we are 150 subscribers away from hitting 7,500. We are 650 subscribers away from hitting 7,000, hitting 8,000 by the end of next month. Our aim is to hit 8,000 by my birthday, guys. That's really kind of you. Thank you to everyone that subscribed. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Somehow. We're getting there. We're gonna do it eventually. In the US, it's 11:30. Blimey, it's 4:30 for me. I'm just gonna put this wood away. Right, I'm gonna quickly nip off. Actually, no. We got some gunpowder on us at the moment, and some spider eyes. I've got 56 gunpowder, so that can go in there. Why does it feel late when it's not? It's because the sun's gone down, because obviously it's Christmas. It's almost Christmas time, so... And the clocks have gone back, haven't they? So, of course, this... Joe, we wouldn't want to miss out on your streams. Thank you, it's really kind of you. Right, wrong staircase. I want this room here. Right, so arrows. 23 rotten flesh, so 46. We've got some bones. I hope I can get my laptop soon. Cool. Ah, I've got cramp. Oh, thank you to the person who subscribed. 49 to go. 149 to go until we hit 8,000. Till we hit 7,400. 7,500, I mean. Please sub, I'm close to 20. Cool. Pardon me, guys. Sorry. I had multiple cheeses in my sandwich earlier on. I haven't been on my Steam account in 4 years. Blimey. I played. I did a stream a couple of weeks ago on Wii Fit because before I'd hit 6K, somebody asked me jokingly what I was going to do for 7K. And I jokingly said something along the lines of, I do a stream called A Fat Man Plays Wii Fit. And I streamed it. And let's just say my shoulder hurt for weeks afterwards. And plus, we're almost at 8K now. We're 649 away from hitting that. So, have to think about doing something for 8K. I don't have a clue yet what I'm going to do for 8K. I'm not going to do that Wii Fit. I'm not going to do that Wii Fit stream again because that killed me. Plus, it's Christmas now, so at Christmas time I tend to gain a load of weight. Jump in a pool? Nah. Do do ho wo 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 wo. You had a toasty today. Reacting to fan videos. Well, I did do a reaction channel with my friend, but it didn't do very well. I did a reaction channel with my friend and it didn't do very well. Cool. Hello, WazzaPG on stream. I did do a reaction channel with a friend of mine, but it never worked. Nothing really happened on it. There wasn't much on it. Perhaps I should do that in the future again. We'll be connecting to fans. But there are no fan videos, though. There are no fan videos. Unless we're talking about people building some of my stuff. Well, that's what well, I'm going to do one for channel members. That's what I'm going to do eventually. But that's because if I did a public realm, I would have to do that out of my own pocket. There would be the channel membership bit covers some of the costs of it. Because they do realms do cost money, guys. Yeah, they do cost money. There's thank you to all 300 of you have what 200 of you that's watched this stream. You got an idea for 8K? Cool. Cool. What is it? Hello, Reiko Milo. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, welcome. I was going to do RXP levels and then I died trying to get home because I didn't realize that skeleton spider was behind me. That was not the best day. Welcome back, Minecraft C16. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't think love. No, I think it's a bit of both of you. I think it's a bit of banter in both of you. I think he sees some of your comments as being really bizarre. Which some of your comments were a little bit bizarre. Some of your comments were a bit bizarre. So like the one I put in about the peace deal. Like the one I put in, if you get what I mean. Like the one I put in, for example. I put in... Yeah, eggs is bizarre. Like the one I put in. I put one in about... Like the one I put in about the 28-point peace plan from Russia and America. And I said, what does everyone think about this? And you commented... something really funny. Yeah, you commented something really that I found really funny. Really, you commented something which I found really funny when I read it. This was it. What do you guys think about this? So I put an image, I put a thing of what the peace plan was, and you put bad, good. I don't know. I found that really funny when I read it. Well, my streams have done that for months. My streams have done that for months. They've floated up and floated down. So yeah, when you commented that about when I put that thing about the peace plan about the Ukraine war, you put good, bad. I don't know. Which when you put that in, I cracked up. I'm like, is that commenting for the sake of commenting? I'm like, I've said worse things. I reckon that's why that Ukraine deal got leaked. Oh, let's cover the cushion from this Epstein's files. Here, let's just release this. That's a terrible peace deal. It's literally one-sided. It's literally basic. You might as well call it Russian propaganda. You might as well call it propaganda. But one of my favourite British comedians, he's gonna have a field day with that. Like he had a field day when he called him a dictator a couple of months ago. But Europe is livid because they think it's I found it I found it really funny. Well, no, the peace deal's basically the peace deal is literally something, or 20% of your land, even bits that you don't, even bits that we don't occupy, something. You've got to cut down your armed forces. We get parts of your resources. America gets parts of your resources. I'm like, what is this? Like literally a British scholar who's a former British scholar. A British scholar literally said when they interviewed him, a former British military advisor, literally when talking about it on Sky News last night, he said my school children, because the kids in my history class could come up with a more fair peace deal for both sides. And I'm like, fair play. Like, not many people were going to say that. Hello, Slurp. Welcome to the stream. I bet Slurp's looking at the football results. I predicted this earlier on, Slurp. I predicted it and said Nottingham Forest would beat Liverpool. Oh, let's hope it becomes 4-0, guys. Let's hope it becomes 4-0. Oh, God. West Ham Bournemouth is now 2-2. They've scored twice in 12 minutes. Welcome to the stream. Make a big mansion of some sort. We could do that. That's an interesting point. We could do that if we find a nice place. Yeah, let's hope some of these scores. Let's hope West Ham lose. Let's have some predictions, guys. Oh God, I want to see all the Premier League scores. PR, there we go. I want to see all the scores. Let's hope that's Nottingham Forest score again. Let's hope that Bournemouth score a late winner, and let's hope that literally Fulham have just scored a late goal against Sunderland. Fulham have just scored a late goal against Sunderland, which obviously forces Sunderland to a third loss this season. Brighton and Brentford is 1-1. Bournemouth is 2-2. Oh shit. Don't you... I need to eat. Did I put a bed in there? That's not the best option. Hi Joe, just joined stream. Hope the stream and the football go well. Well, my team aren't playing. I'm just hoping the rivals lose, and they are. Well, no, Liverpool weren't even good last season, Slurp. Been a while since you've gotten a subscriber. Yeah, well, it's not that... Well, we've already gained like 15 today. Like, I don't always gain ridiculous amounts while I'm streaming. But Liverpool weren't good last season, Slurp. It was just lucky. Liverpool were just lucky last season that Man City and Arsenal were nowhere near. I don't think Liverpool were very good last season. Yeah, Magma House. Hi. Do you recommend small, medium, or large? Medium. I would recommend medium. So with large, you pose the chance that it could be. You pose the chance that you could have an entirely dark forest biome. I would recommend medium. What happened to Liverpool? They were the best English club last year. No. Liverpool weren't the best team. They were just lucky. Liverpool were really bad last season. Liverpool were bad last season. They were just lucky that nobody else could challenge them. Literally, Everton played them. Everton played them twice in the league, and Everton were the better team both times. Everton had a goal ruled out. My world is 10 years old. My world is 9 years old. Well, I can't tell you that because I'm playing Switch Edition and Amplified Worlds. We don't have those on here, but Amplified Worlds are cool, so I wouldn't know. Pick what you want. Everton played Liverpool twice last season. Now I'm an Everton fan, guys, but Liverpool were shit in both games. Liverpool got lucky. Liverpool got lucky with VAR in the second game because Luis Diaz was offside when he gave Diego Jota the ball. And James Tarkowski even admitted that to the referee. He didn't care where Luis Diaz was because as far as he knew, as far as he was concerned, Luis Diaz was offside, so he was irrespective. But they got lucky there because they won 1-0. And Liverpool got lucky in this. You just realised something, yeah? Liverpool got lucky. Liverpool got lucky in the Merseyside derby at Goodison because Jarrod Branthwaite wasn't offside. They were lucky against Everton both times that Everton didn't win. Yeah, I don't really care because GTA is not my type of game. I've probably played Bedrock twice since May. I've probably played Bedrock twice since May. Maybe the Minecraft 2 movie will come. Well, the Minecraft movie is 2027. The Minecraft movie 2 will be 2027. Well, I think it's in May. I think it's in July 27. You know, we never know. You know what's also on the Switch? FIFA. I do know FIFA's on the Switch because I play it. But that is true though, Slurp. But a football team cannot be defined to one player. He may have died, but you can't turn around and say that one player. You can't turn around and a football team can't be tied to one player. If you get what I mean. Like, even though that they're really sad that they lost their friend. You know, other teams have lost people, and I've never seen anyone complain before about it. And yeah, any other player, a lot of other teams have lost players halfway through the season or before the season. The worst one was Emiliano Sala. Have you guys heard of Emiliano Sala? We're back in a second. Sorry, I'm back. I just had to go AFK a second. Where was my comment? Yeah, sorry, to answer... Yeah, what I was saying... Slurp Lego, is that it's really sad what happened to Diego Jota, but that's just the Liverpool players whinging, trying to say that they're bad films because of his death. It may play a part in it, but them being really bad defensively is another thing. When Emiliano Sala died, after a plane crash into the Atlantic. Yeah, well, Liverpool have always made random excuses. Jurgen Klopp was one of the worst managers I've ever seen for excuses. They drew with Everton a few years ago, and he blamed the wind. I'm like, ridiculous. Hello, Evie Cat, welcome to the stream. Thank you to the people who subscribe. That's really kind of you. We're aiming to hit 8k by my birthday. That was my sister's voice coming through the mic from the other room. Yeah, Jurgen Klopp was one of the worst managers for complaining. Yeah, he blamed the wind. He blamed the wind for it. When's your birthday? The end of December, so we're roughly about 6 weeks away. Well, 6 weeks is January now, but it's not. It's not the 25th. It's not the 25th of this month. He's Jesus. I'm not Jesus, guys. He's trying to say my birthday's Christmas, but it's not. It's a couple of days afterwards. No, sorry, a bit of hair in my mouth. Yeah, like, Liverpool are very big for exclusives. So our birthdays is near. Yeah, mine's a couple of days after Christmas. Yeah, literally. One of the daftest ones I've ever seen, though, was Jurgen Klopp. But Liverpool are just shit. They've got to admit that they're shit. You can't turn around and say that, oh, we're shit because of one of our players died. Which, that's sad. And that might play a part in it. But you can't say that it's that because, you know, he died in July. He died in July. The season started a month and a half later. They would have had time to process that. Yes, I actually thought Madrid played well. Madrid reminded me of Everton in that match. Madrid reminded me of Everton in that match. It was pass, but then they just wouldn't shoot. But yeah, so you can't blame that if you're playing bad. What made me start this world? I wanted a survival world. Hello there, Blancas. Welcome to the stream. I just wanted a new survival world, and I've found this one, and I've played it for the last 9 years. So I had a person who watches my streams comments, "Oh, how old were you when you created this world?" No, sorry. Yeah, I had someone comment on my stream, "When did you create this world?" And I commented, 2016. And they commented, "So you made this when I was 4. I have a question. You have friends? Of course I have friends. Of course I do. But yeah, they made me feel old that day. Oh my god, Brighton bagged a late winner, so as it stands, Brighton are winning, and Bournemouth and West Ham is still 2-2. Callum Wilson scored 2 goals. Callum Wilson has scored 2 goals. How many goals has he scored for Palace, for West Ham now? for Callum Wilson, PL goals. I'm convinced that's like his 90. How many goals he's got? He's bagged he's bagged at least 90 now. Joe is 43. I ain't 43, guys. Back then I would have been 7. Yeah, I would have been 14. I would have been 14 when I created this world in 2016. So the person that commented... Well, that's because he's getting old. Liverpool's problem is not Diego Jota, it's because they've got an aging squad. Liverpool's problem is the fact that they got an aging squad. No manager has ever succeeded after a dynasty. You're 23. Yes, I am. No, 22. 22. I'm not quite 23, guys. Anyway, what was I going to say? If you get what I mean, Slurp, no manager has ever succeeded after a dynasty. You know, no manager has ever succeeded after a dynasty. You know, Brian Clough failed at Leeds United after Don Revie, who'd won league titles and FA Cups with Leeds for 13 years. David Moyes failed at Man United after he took over from Sir Alex Ferguson, who had been there for... Yeah, there we go. So yeah, David Moyes failed at Man United after taking over from Sir Alex Ferguson, who had been at Manchester United for 26 years. You've got to think other managers have done it, like Brian Clough, whoever. Yes, my sister started screaming down the stairs, so I cut the mic. Let's just say, guys, like the guy that replaced Brian Clough at Nottingham Forest did the same thing, failed. The guy that replaced Brian Clough at Leeds, at Nottingham Forest, failed. Everyone that's replaced Sir Alex Ferguson has... The guy that... Obviously, David Moyes failed. Roberto Martinez failed. Everton had... David Moyes at Everton failed. You know, after David Moyes left Everton had about 8 managers in 7 years, which is, you know, it's a ridiculous amount. Everton have 3 managers in like 7 years. You know, I can tell you how many Everton managers they've had, guys. The small ones, yeah, just because slime block balls, I need them for a build. I need the XP levels. And plus I need the slime balls. Well, they do break on legacy. They do break on legacy. Yeah, they do break. They do break. There we go. So we've got... I think we've got all those slime blocks now. Might be a glitch. What inspired me? Nothing. Nothing inspired me in like a figure. Nothing inspired me in a figure of speech. Obviously, yeah. Nothing inspired me in a figure of speech. I was inspired by certain YouTubers like Stampy, SB737 to build certain stuff of my world, like crazy little builds. But in terms of context, it was myself just loving this world which made me want to stay on this world for 9 years. I never intended to stay on this world for 9 years. It was just a day by day thing. I just continued loving playing this world. So over the last 9 years, I've just continued and continued to have played this world over the years. Goodbye, Swiss Routes. Have a good rest of your day. And I will see you in the next one. Have a lovely rest of your day. Right, 14 XP levels. Welcome to my wonderful world. Yeah, this is my survival legacy world, guys. It's beautiful. It's huge. Yeah. Right, I just found a cake. It's half eaten, but I can't eat it. How many goals has Callum Wilson got now? He scored twice today, so that was his 92nd goal. He's only 8 goals off 100. He's only 8 goals. He's only 8 goals off 100, which is pretty incredible. Hello, William Thompson. Welcome to the stream. Thank you to the people who subscribe, by the way. That's really kind of you. Do you know that there is a Creeper Lego set? I do, but I don't like Minecraft Lego. I think it's overpriced. I don't like the Minecraft Lego sets because I think they're really overpriced. The World Cup, I think the next World Cup will be between England, France, Argentina, and Brazil. I think the next World Cup will be between England, France, Argentina, and Brazil. That's who I think it will be between. Because, you know, Brazil are always pretty good when it comes to the World Cup, and they haven't, you know, Brazil have won the World Cup 4 times, but then they haven't won it in 20 odd years. So I think that they're due one. I think Brazil are going to be due one. Plus, a former Everton manager, Carlo Ancelotti. Former Everton manager Carlo Ancelotti is former Everton manager Carlo Ancelotti, I think, is doing quite well there. Carlo Ancelotti has been manager of Brazil since May. 8 games, 4 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses. But Carlo Ancelotti, incredible manager. 1,400 games as a manager. 800 wins. His record is just... His record, like, is second to none. He's incredible. Yeah, he used to be in Real Madrid, but before he was Real Madrid manager, he was Everton manager. Carlo Ancelotti managed Everton for 2 years. In fact, he had Everton second. January 3rd, 2021, Everton were second in the league. January 1st, 2021, Carlo Ancelotti had Everton second. On Boxing Day, they won on Boxing Day, which they were second in the Premier League. Yes, I have a Discord server. I have a Discord server for this YouTube channel. What is Italian brain rot is? I have no idea. I have no idea what Italian brain rot is because I don't. We have a Discord server. We've got a link to it. We got a link to it in the description. We could show you our worlds. You can do that on my server. We've got a Minecraft build section. Here we go. Pin message. There we go. The link is pinned. There we go. It's a Roblox game. There we go. Someone called Pixel has just joined. Oh, that was a couple of minutes ago, actually. That was like 10 minutes ago. I didn't get the notification. We have everything. We have movies, TV, writing discussion. We have everything. It's absolutely everything to do with my channel, guys. Hello, Evie Cat. Welcome back. It's everything to do with my YouTube channel, guys. In fact, guys, I just want to check a notification a minute. You guys have been absolutely crazy in recent days. I just want to check a quick notification. Thank you to the person who's just subscribed. We have 47 subscribers off hitting 7,400. I just want to check, guys, how well we've done this month. We have, in recent days, guys, we have hit 45,000 views this month. 45,000 views. In the last 3 months, we've picked up 120,000 views, guys. You guys are mental, guys. I wanted to hit 40,000 by the end of this month. We ended up doing that within 15 days. Party time. Yeah, this is an incredible month, guys. Congratulations, thank you. Yeah, we wanted to hit 40,000, but we did that in 15 days. Sorry, we did that in 15, 16 days. So over the last couple of days, you guys have put another 5,000 on, which I think we can do 50. I think we will probably be able to do 50,000 this month. Because at the moment, this year has just been crazy. We've got, as it stands at the moment, we're 4,000 views off hitting 350,000 views for this year, which puts it at the biggest year we've ever had. And it's mental. 2,300 of you have subscribed this month. This year, sorry. This year. Should we go and have a look? Should I show you guys how many subs we've ever got compared to how many we have? No, I don't want that. I want content breakdown, I think. Traffic source. There we go. Let's just take all these off. No. Here we go. Subscription source. 4,000 of you have subscribed this month. This year we've gained 4,100 and we've lost 1,839. We've only lost 10 people from shorts though. We've gained 3,000 from the vertical live streams, and we've lost nearly 1,000 from there, which is incredible. We've not lost one from YouTube Home or YouTube Search. Of all 72 people who have subscribed via search, you guys are still there, which is just mental. Here we go, guys. Since I created my channel, guys, nearly 13,500 people have subscribed to this channel. 6,000 people have unsubscribed. Incredible. But let's not fret on the past, let's look at the future. Who here plays Vita? I have no idea, Snicey. I have no idea. Oh, guys, I've got an announcement to make. Guys. I will bring out Dawn of Planets 1's War will come out in November next year. I finished it a few days ago. I wrote the last line yesterday. I wrote the last line a couple of days ago. And I cannot reveal what the last line is of that book. You guys will have to read it. Because it's a very interesting end to a story. Wait, you're an author? Yes, I am. I am an author. I've just finished a novel which will be published on Amazon next year. The ebook's already available for pre-order. Comes out next November. But yeah, I've got I've published six books. I've published 6 books. I've wrote Archipelago, The Dollmaker, Dawn of Planets, The Attack from Space, Dawn of Planets, Vengeance, and Dawn of Planets, The Gathering Storm. The Dawn of Planets ones are all interconnected. They're a book series. The next book I'm publishing, well, the one I've scheduled for publishing, is Dawn of Planets One's War. Yeah, it'll be on Amazon. It'll be on Amazon stores. It'll be on Amazon. Maybe in stores, but that's up to Amazon if it wants to do that. But it will be on Amazon, guys. On Amazon.com. Basically, what countries are all you guys from? What countries are all you guys from? USA, yep. America. Same as you. Yeah, I know you're South Africa. Yeah, basically, no matter where you're from, you can buy it. No matter where you're from, you can buy it. Amazon shipped to all those countries. So basically, Amazon shipped to all those countries. So if you order off, say, so basically, if you go to Amazon ZA, so Amazon South Africa, if you go to Amazon South Africa, you can find it on Amazon South Africa. So, for example, let's put my I've actually gone to Amazon South Africa. Here we go. Dawn of Planets One's War by Joseph A. East. There we go. Dawn of Planets. Oh, that's decided not to do anything. What about Dawn of Planets: The Gathering Storm? The Gathering Storm. Dawn of Planets: The Gathering Storm 338R, whatever 338R is. If I order it from here, it will be shipped in 3 to 5 weeks, because I'm looking at an Amazon delivery from another country. Hold on a minute. Ah, you can only buy paperback in South Africa. You can only buy paperbacks. I'm from Mars. Cool. Yeah, so here, guys. Yeah, they're all available. So we've got someone from... Oh, shit. Bugger, there we go. So, if I paste this link in... Yeah, that's because I was looking at Amazon. Yeah, so if you put my name in, guys, if you put my name in and my book, it will come up. So yeah, Dawn of the Planets 1's War comes out next year. It's called... Shall I read the blurb to you guys? Shall I read the blurb? This time I'm not gonna... This time I'm gonna get it right. Actually, I suppose if I go down I can find it in the... Wow. Dawn of Planets ranks 541st in space opera for young adults, but it ranks in the bestsellers rank of 2,230,000. Cool. Should I read it out? I think I should. Agent 1 has fought many... So, Dawn of Planets, 1's War. Part 4 in the Explosive series. Yeah. Agent 1 has fought many battles and many wars, but this is his hardest yet. Winning the support of a fractured military once dominated by Grenzy Grenlon and his nepotic cronies. His mission is simple: rebuild a divided military that had been, for many years, been mismanaged all across the board. But something else is out there. Krasvax has his sights on the galactic border planets, and the inaction and the dividedness in the Imperial Union's core is giving him the perfect opportunity. New Supreme Leader Crindian Bonaparte, barely weeks into the job, has his work cut out for him. The darkness is spreading across the galaxy. One wrong move and they will fall into the abyss of a new dark age. The game is being played and all the players are making their moves, but what remains to be seen is who will strike first. Dawn of Planets series in order: The Attack from Space, Vengeance, The Gathering Storm, 1's War, and then obviously the spin-offs, which is a geese. I'm excited. There's millions of books, but it depends on how many sales you make. So because I've only made like 5 sales of the Attack from Space, because I've only made like 5 sales from the Attack from Space, it's there's not much traction on it. So, like, on a marketing standpoint, I'm really good at getting people to view my promotion. But what I'm not good at is getting people to actually click the promotion, to actually go from the video and buy the book. That's something that I'm not good at. What if you were to become a famous author? If I was to become a famous author, I'd still do the same things. I'd still stream to you guys and I'd still write books. And I'd still write more books. I've already come up with an idea. I've already got 2 ideas that I would like to... I've already got 3 ideas for books that I would like to write. Wow. I've got a horror story I'd like to write. I've got a wizard story I'd like to write. And then I've got a heartwarming story I'd like to write. And then obviously somewhere along the lines over the next year and a bit. Along the lines over the next year and a bit, I have got to start thinking about writing Dawn of the Planets Book 5. That's something that I have got to start thinking about. Eventually over the next year is writing Dawn of the Planets Book 5. It's very unique. It is unique. Whilst simultaneously job hunting as well. Joe, you're incredible. I think I'm just an idiot, really. I think I'm just an idiot. I just can't stand to sit there and not do anything. To me, sitting there and not doing anything is boring. Hello Omnivale, welcome to the stream. Haven't seen you on the streams in a while. How are you? Have I got a bow? Oh, good. He's gone anyway. Gotta do something 24/7. I'm really good, Omnivale. How are you? Right, let's just quickly eat some food. And let's go get a couple more XP levels. Thank you to the person who subscribed. That's really kind of you. We are aiming to hit 7,500 by the end of November. As it stands at the moment, we are 146 away. I'm almost... We're almost there, guys. 7,000... We're almost there. 7,000... We're 146 away. We are doing wonderful today, guys. Guys, I'm not going to stream for too long today. Hello, Dylan Harrison. Welcome to the stream. I'm just #1 viewer right now. Wow, you're #2 apparently. Don't know who... Shall we look at the leaderboard? Top fans. It is Skatepunk, which he is miles ahead of you, actually. You and Swiss Rex are battling it out for 2 and 3. 150 XP. From... Skatepunk is there with 225. And then Oraway has 150. Basically, Oraway has 150. Minecraft is Z16 at 150. See, you are only... You are there. But you are there in the top 3, but barely. Overall, I'm the best. Don't sound too confident. I'm doing well. My mocks have just started, and I've been doing well on this. And early today, I had lunch with my girlfriend. Anything happened whilst I've been gone from the channel? No, not really. Not really. The only thing that's happened for anyone on this stream was that I finished my book. I finished writing a novel I've been working on. That's the only thing that's happened with this channel. The only thing that's happened with this channel is I finished writing my novel. I think that's practically it for everyone. We've just been streaming. I've just been streaming, writing, and sleeping. Everybody. Literally, guys. Do you guys want to know what? Do you guys want to know what a day is? A day in the life for me is at the moment. Do you guys want to know what a day in the life is for me right now? Hello Yuki, welcome to the stream. Do you guys, everybody on here, do you guys want to know what a day in the life is for me right now? So a day in the life for me right now is wake up, wake up, probably look through all the news channels just to see what's happening. And laugh at some of the shit that's going on in other places, because some of the politicians in other countries are a little bit loony, and some of the people across the world are a bit loony as well. Eat something, probably lunch, because I hardly eat breakfast. Then at 3 o'clock, 1 to 3 is normally when I start streaming. We'll normally stream for 2 or 3 hours, maybe 4 hours sometimes, possibly 5, sometimes 6, 7, 8. Then after I finish streaming, it's normally pop onto Discord, join Deceptive's Discord VC for a bit, and whilst I'm doing that, I'm probably writing, and then writing my books, writing my novel stuff. Writing my novel stuff does not finish until like 3 in the morning. Till like 2 in the morning, sometimes 3. So I'm probably on like 6 hours sleep every day, and I'm fine, guys. I'm fine. If I'm not doing something productive, then I'm bored. Joe was words wise. Was my words wise? I mean, I think so, because I'm one of those people that I wish that I'd tried harder in my GCSEs. I'm one of those people I wish I'd tried harder. Right, guys, I'm probably going to end this stream now because I'm a little bit tired. So thank you for watching, guys. No. They are hard. They are hard. They are very hard. No, GCSEs are hard. But you've said though, you find things easy. You said you find things easy, like remember stuff. I'm the total opposite. I'm the total opposite. I'm back, guys. Welcome back. I'm the total opposite, Egg. For me, they weren't. Yeah, is that because that you find things really easy? Is that because you find things easy though, Egg? As in, GCSEs for most people were very, very hard. Some people do. Some people find them easier than others. So, for example, one of my GCSEs, I thought it was really good. I thought I did really well, and then suddenly I ended up getting the worst grade. GCSEs, GCSEs, so they're your examinations in the UK when you leave school at 16. And Egg thinks they're really easy. I think they're really hard. But not everyone. Some people find them really easy to do. Some people find them really hard. But anyway, guys, I am going to end this stream now because I am shattered. So thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.